Last week on Manor and Maker, you saw us arrive in Egypt with some of our friends and start a tour of some of the sites by land. This week, we're joining our personal Egyptologist Curtis Ryan Woodside to tour some lesser-known sites on Lake Nasser, plus the well-known Abu Simbel. Plus, we'll have a great time on the Sai Safari boat. Morning, everyone. We're having a very civilized morning, I would say. Very civilized.
Yeah, this is the way to travel.
A really nice sleep overnight on the boat, and we're just waking up this morning, and it's a nice cool breeze, and I've got a very civilized cup of tea.
You can see this. There you go, the lake behind us.
Floating along Lake Nasser.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's stunning.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the way to do it. It's relaxing, good friends, great food, actually. Really enjoying the food. And and we'll be off to another temple this afternoon.
It's all very civilized. Cheers.
This is Wadi Sabua, the Valley of the Lions, with the temple of Ramses II. This temple is dedicated to Amun-Ra. Amun is actually the chief god of ancient Egypt during the New Kingdom.
So I am now inside the temple of Wadi al-Sabua. This is obviously showing Ramses becoming a god. And it's an incredible temple with some unbelievable hieroglyphics and relief work, and still quite a bit of color to it, which is absolutely phenomenal. So let me show you around. You can see here in the inner sanctuary of the temple, the Coptic Christians had come in and sort of claimed this area and made an altar out of this alcove in the inner sanctuary. Up top you'll see paintings that are more Christian.
Curtis, I'm looking at the walls here and the beautiful inscriptions, but also noticing significant gaps below.
Yes.
Would I be correct in saying maybe there's been some tomb robbing happening?
Not tomb robbing. So this is a tomb that was moved. So the
Okay.
entire mound was actually moved with the tomb inside. And it's just unfortunate because this was painted on some very, thin plaster that those pieces have crumbled with the move, but somehow it is preserved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You arrived in the Temple of Dur, or Al-Dur. These pillars would have been amazing. They would have been so imposing. They're so big. yellows, everything's so vibrant.
Here we have Ramses II standing by the tree of life. He's picking his name off of the tree, his royal name, and he is presenting his name towards the god Ptah and Sekhmet. And next to that, we have the god of wisdom, Thoth, writing down exactly what is happening. He's giving Ramses his name.
Absolutely astounding. This is just one side of the doorway. I can't even back up to show you guys the full scale. This is amazing. This is the inner sanctuary. The blues and reds and yellows, everything's so vibrant. How beautiful. As we go in here towards the inner sanctum, there's the sanctuary in the middle, but there's 2 rooms on the other side.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
on the left side, there's benches all around. Mm-hmm. Thoughts? Questions?
They're not benches.
Okay.
So that is where priests would come in and leave offerings around the side.
Okay.
So food offerings would be left, sometimes wine, gold, all kinds of offerings were brought in from the south, from Nubia.
Right.
But the thing with the offerings at these temples, gold and stuff had to go back to the pharaohs. But food was then eaten later that day by the priests.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
A little extra lunchtime, tea time snack.
Exactly. I mean, once the gods have absorbed that energy from the food might just go rotten. So they weren't that stupid. They knew that, let's eat it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the gods wouldn't mind.
I don't think they would at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In the Temple of Dare next door, the columns were all gone in the hypostyle hall, whereas here they've made the journey safely. Let's go check out the sanctuary. Look at the colors. I don't think they're coming through on screen as brightly as they are in here. It's so gorgeous. Look at this headdress, the blues. You see it? Do you think these artists expected that their works would last for thousands of years? When they made these, did they think that the next pharaohs and everything would be the same forever and ever, and that these would live in perpetuity? Would they be pleased 4,000 years later that we are still looking and marveling at them? Knowing artists as I do, I don't think they would mind at all. Someone painted this eye, someone painted that scarab. Someone painted that beautiful little Horus. Everywhere you look, there's just more and more detail.
Wow. Look at the color. That is exceptional.
Isn't that astounding?
That is really beautiful. I mean, look at the details.
There's a particular little Horus I want you to see over the other side. Come with me.
Okay. And then photos.
And then photos.
Wow, look at the color in here. It's far more vibrant.
Oh yeah.
This is incredible. No wonder they spent so much time moving this thing. 6 kilometers.
Like, look at that color up there. It's just miraculous.
Well, I think because of the fact that they didn't have to break it apart to move it as well. I mean, obviously they couldn't because of the delicacy. But the fact that they didn't means that everything was kept stable.
I was waxing poetic before you arrived about whether the artists would appreciate their works being seen 4,000 years later, whether they expected that or not. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they wanted to make sure that it lasted forever, but I mean, to be able to see it in such incredible detail, like you can almost see the hand of the artist working on it.
Yeah, I do feel like they kind of expected this to live forever in some ways.
And it certainly has. I mean,
It's doing well so far.
It's astonishing. I mean, I don't know if much art made today will survive for 4,000 years.
In this condition. Isn't this astounding?
It is
Yes.
astounding.
Yeah.
The colors, the preservation, absolutely astounding.
How did you become such a fabulous tour guide? Because this temple is amazing and we are geeking out over the art here.
Because I've been studying Lake Nasser for 2 complete years. And now I can bring my dear friends like yourself, Sarah, and Steve into this beautiful space and we can explore it together.
It feels really special.
It is. Have you seen the name of Thutmose III?
I think so. If I've got this right, is this him in this big cartouche here?
Yes.
I
So,
recognized it from Elephantine, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
so it's Men Kheper Ra. But what's interesting is this specific one is not Thutmose III. This is Men Kheperura, which is Thutmose IV.
Ah.
Yet on that side, it still says Thutmose III. So
Okay.
both Thutmoses had
Oh,
a
right,
hand.
because there's Thoth.
Yes.
Right,
So it's
yes.
Thutmose.
Right.
Thutmoses. So that's his name written there. Below here, it says that he is the god Ptah on earth. And down here, it says that he's making justice happy.
That's a good thing. I mean, I know your team Ramses all the way, but this temple is really impressing me, so
I'm not averse to Thutmoses.
I might,
This over here is Thutmoses.
Thutmose might have converted me.
This right here is Thutmoses III. So that is Men Kheper. You see, there's no plural. Those 3 stripes meant a plural. So that is Thutmoses III. The columns adjusted by Thutmoses IV.
This was the temple that was moved basically in one block. They basically
Yes.
built a railway underneath it and moved it along a railway.
Yes.
But I do see cut marks in some of the stones, I think, or I
Yeah.
thought I did.
Some pieces did start falling apart and crumbling, which is unfortunate, but most of it has been very well.
Yeah, you can see in the inner sanctuary it's much more continuous.
Yeah.
Whereas out here there's
Like
definitely
here-
some cut marks.
You can definitely see it because, you know, it's a lot more vulnerable on these sides.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. These sunsets on this boat, I mean, it's like they're trying to up the level every night. It's just amazing.
It really is.
I thought I would share the process of docking each night. Since this area is really undeveloped for tourism and boat traffic, we're really the only ones out here. The process each evening is to find a secluded little bay and just pull up. Curtis, do you think someone draws the short straw before jumping off the boat because of the crocodiles?
I think so, because when he jumped off, he was very nervous and they were having a big laugh at him. So I think they were checking, because I was checking the side for eye shine. But this afternoon, we were at the temple, Stephanie and I saw a baby crocodile, about this big,
You never did.
this big, jumping off into the water.
Oh, it's another beautiful morning on the ship. Lovely, beautiful breeze. Steve's into the honey on his crepes, which are delicious.
My yogurt.
And we're just having breakfast as we cruise up to Abu Simbel in the background here. I mean, this is the way. Really enjoying this trip.
Here we are, we're finally approaching Abu Simbel. They've picked an amazing location for it. So this one was moved not too far from its original spot, but had to be moved up the hills to preserve it. there we go. One of the major highlights of this trip.
Frankly, of a lifetime. I mean, this is astounding. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a lot. I've seen a lot of things, but this is really this is amazing.
It's an extraordinary sight. I mean, when you think of all the magnificent monuments in the world, you know, we think of something like St. Peter's amazing basilica in Rome, and this is thousands of years older. It's unbelievable.
What a way to approach it. Just want to say one more time, Curtis, this is perfect. Like, this is just the perfect dream experience for seeing a site like this.
It's amazing. I mean,
It's just-
half of us are still in our pajamas. We've got Abu Simbel in front of it.
Breakfast
Who
is
has
still
this?
on the table,
Who has this?
right? This is just, I'm really overwhelmed. It's amazing.
Goodbye, farewell, Alvidas, and good night. There you go. I have to show you. From last night, the singing,
Yes.
I did you.
Oh, Abdul, huh?
Abdul.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Bon appetit.
It's
like looking in a mirror.
Oh, Stephen, okay.
Yeah, that's good. It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh.
We are among the first to arrive in Abu Simbel. There's about 6 people ahead of us.
Exactly 6 a.m.
Exactly 6 a.m. And we're just coming around the corner into the sunrise. Feeling good, my love?
Absolutely.
Beautiful morning.
Yeah, last day, unfortunately. It's a little sad, but
But what a way to end.
Yeah, what an incredible place.
Oh, the immensity. Cannot imagine. All the visitors that are here are still outside. It's just Curtis, Cheryl, Steve, and I in the Hyperstyle Hall. Oh my gosh. Even just a fraction of a moment alone in here. I have to go see the sun at the back. Oh, the inner sanctum, just for a moment. Just us. Steve is in photographic heaven because of the light pouring in.
You get those beams of light, it just casts this amazing ethereal shadow or light over top of the sculptures. It's just extraordinary. I think those would fit very nicely in our entrance hall, quite frankly.
They might just fit.
They will fit very nicely. We just need
I
one.
have some feelings about removing cultures from their context. So
Oh, I didn't mean taking these. We'll just, make our own.
replica. Okay, all right. I am at the far back wall trying to get Stephen in for scale.
Sarah, we know Ramses is a prolific warrior,
Yes.
but here it's really indicated. Ramses is here, striking an enemy, holding him up by the arms. While he's doing that, he's stepping on the head of another enemy,
Crushing them underfoot.
crushing them underfoot. This is quite the powerful scene, isn't it?
It really is. He is leaving, and the scale of it as well. Like these are slightly more than life size, I would say.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And all the way down here,
and it's scene after scene of him striking his enemies, and
this is a war monument.
yes,
This is the most famous, the Battle of Kadesh. Ramses on his chariot, shooting his bow and arrow out towards the fortress of Kadesh.
fierce.
These are his sons, just a few of his sons, all along the wall here.
I admit I was a bit amused by the reference to memorializing his favorite children. I mean, there were 100, so it
There
would
were
be hard to fit
100.
them all in, but
I think it starts from who
It's a
was
bit
born
judgy.
sooner.
it's
Yeah.
a bit judgy. There's more chambers. I got so enamored with the figures, I didn't realize there was little off balls as well. Just heading over to the Temple of Nefertari. Again, just a little behind the first wave now. A really grand offering here, spread out on the table. So we're doing things a little backwards for most people. Most people are taking the big outside shots first and then going in. Whereas for me, the outsides are really well documented, but having that moment alone inside is really special to me. I know it's not everyone's thing, but I absolutely love just having a moment to really soak in the ambiance and kind of experience it like a pilgrim would have. If you were coming to give offerings to Ramses, you wouldn't have been in a sea of people to do it.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, that's the reason we got up early, right? It's just to have a moment to breathe
Yeah,
inside and take it all in.
Yeah.
When there's so many people, it's so difficult to stop. You're trying to dodge out of people's photographs, or you're getting
Exactly.
bumped left and
Yeah.
right. So that's an experience that is worth getting up for, and
Yeah.
is why we do this. Quite
Yeah.
frankly, it's why we travel.
Yeah.
To really experience something different.
yeah, exactly.
3,000 years of awe and inspiration.
Right? Good job, Ramses. Good job, Nefertari. And your architects and your artists.
Shout out to all the makers
Yes.
that made this happen.
This is our farewell to the boat.
This is our farewell to the boat.
It is.
It's so sad. It's been the most glorious experience. It really has.
It really has.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful vintage tour. Thank you both for making it so enjoyable.
Well,
Thank you for you and Steve for coming.
wouldn't have been the same without you, that's for sure.
Well, it's definitely thanks to the pair of you that we're here. So thank you both very much for including us.
I had a great
And,
time with all of you. It's been
Yes.
so
Yeah.
wonderful.
Looking forward to the next time.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. This week in What I Learned in Audio Editing, it's order your mics sooner. They didn't arrive in time. So this week I found myself discovering things like high pass and low pass filters to try to get rid of wind noise and bird noise. Not that the mics would have helped with the bird noise, I think. Anyway, here's what it sounds like before and after.
Stop. You're trying to dodge out of people's photographs, or you're getting
Exactly.
bumped left. Stop. You're trying to dodge out of people's photographs, or you're getting
Exactly.
bumped left.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment.